Well, hey guys. I just had some reality happen. It's kind of an unfortunate reality. I was at the hot springs. Can you turn around? I know he's got a big booty. He does. I was at the hot springs and there was a couple there and younger, probably my age, early 30s, and they had been roofied in the night and separated, and she came to in the desert near a bush, and a couple found her and brought them back to their RV, and she slept on the floor there and woke up, and he woke up at the camp. It's basically called the pirate camp, and she remembers waking up underneath a guy, and so she knows she was raped, and she doesn't know by who. Like, she knows the one guy, but she doesn't know if there was others. And so they were backpacking from Spokane, Washington, and they had just made it to the hot springs, and they were hoping to find someone headed back to town. And so I said, yeah, let's jump in, let's go to the hospital. So I just dropped him off at the hospital, and I gave him a bunch of granola bars and as much stuff as I could, and so they're just at the hospital now, trying to get checked up. But he is actually fluent in karate, and I guess you could say fluent in karate. He's good at karate. He's like, yeah, they really messed me up. He's all tore up. He was basically beat up, and so and they remember it happening. It was like earlier in the evening, right? Like around sunset, not even super late. They had some drinks, and she says, I remember the guy came over from all the way across the table with a shot, and she said, specifically for me, and she said, yeah, it was after that. So they basically, this is what's also crazy is that they recently found 2 bodies behind this dude's camp, behind the pirate camp. And then there's also a rumor, like they found all this stuff out this morning, is that there's also a rumor so also his old camp had burned down, and 2 people burned down in it, and the other rumor is that he burned his camp down to make it seem like an accident. So this dude might be like a serial killer, which is crazy. And they also heard that a bunch of their stuff got stolen, their phones got stolen, and so also they had heard that there's some kids around, and that they teach their kids to steal stuff from people. And so yeah, they had a horrible experience at a camp with the locals of Slab City, and that kind of just all happened, and they were able to find each other again in the morning without phones, without a car, with half of their stuff gone. And so luckily they were able to find each other again, and they made it to the hot springs, which is kind of like on the outskirts of the slabs. As you're going into the slabs, there's hot springs. You pass by the hot springs, and you pass by Salvation Mountain, and then you get to the slabs. So they had made it kind of out of the slabs to the hot springs, and that's where I was. And so yeah, that all just happened, and I dropped them off at the hospital and gave them my contact info, and they're gonna get the cops on there, so the cops will probably be out looking for this guy. They're gonna get tested and find out what's in their system, and find out what happened to them. And so I would just say, always be on your guard. You can be really nice and smiley and meet people, and but just always be on your guard. And I kind of learned this early, because both of my parents were corrections officers, and I was explained this many times, that people may seem like they are super nice and your best friend, and you may know them, but there's crazy people out there, and they're hiding in sheep's clothing. So always be on your guard. I carry pepper spray with me pretty much everywhere, and if not, maybe some other sort of shooting device, and I would suggest that everyone also do so. And knives, be handy. Get yourself some physical self-defense training, and in some cases, even like what this guy was, good in karate. You can be jumped, and that's part of why I don't drink, is because crazy shit happens when you drink. I mean, I'll have like a hard soda, here and there, but yep, it's roofies happen, even with a couple, and he's like this big beefy dude, and he's good in karate, And she's like also, you know, she's not a tiny little stick. She's, you know, bulky like me, and so it's crazy to have come across this couple, and I feel so sorry for what they had to go through. But I'm so glad that I was able to be right there when they were like, we need a ride to the hospital, and I was like, I'm doing nothing, let's go. And I had extra snacks and stuff for them, so I wish them all the best, and let's all stay safe out there and on our guard, and also just, you know, try to not have crazy stuff happen to us, because it does happen, and always, you know, be there for each other when crazy stuff does happen. So I wish them all the best, and I hope they get the folks that did this to them at Slab City. So we're gonna do some laundry, grab a couple other things, and head back. See you later.